when the conflict started, the size of the Russian military was 900,000. Sometime in 2023, Russia increased the size of their military to 1.6 million. Now that's 700,000. So people talk about Russian defense industry. The Russians aren't just building weapons for the war, which is a war of attrition, chewing through material, but they're doing it to build up a 700,000 man expansion of the military. That's why I laugh when the Germans are like, we're going to build a 300,000 man army. Boy, the Russians are really scared about that. But then the Russians have now gone even further, 2.2 million. Now, you know this, Colonel, when you have a soldier, that soldier needs infrastructure, that soldier needs equipment. You need not just the basic loadout, but you need all the ammunition backed up to support any contingency. Russia has been building this. People are so ignorant about Russia right now because they focus on what's going on in the special military operation, not understanding that right across from the Finnish border in the St. Petersburg military district, which is new, there's a 70,000 strong Russian Army Corps that has been built from scratch, that is fully equipped and fully prepared to wage war against NATO. NATO is not prepared to do that. The Russians have built up additional forces. The Russians have been expanding their military and building the logistical sustainability for this military while they're fighting this major war. So the Russians have defeated us hands down in the defense industry standpoint. So Russia's ready, but there are economic considerations. Vladimir Putin is a strategic thinker. You don't initiate something until you have made sure that all your ducks are in order. So when the Russians get all their ducks in order, and there are a lot of meetings taking place in Russia right now, Russia will do what it needs to do unless there is a change of behavior on the part of Europe. Forget the British military. They've always been a joke. You could fill a modern soccer stadium. We're getting ready for the World Cup. One of these stadiums where we're going to host a game. You could put the entire British military inside it and still have 30,000 unsold seats. So they're a joke. Forget about the Brits. The French, they can't deploy more than 7,000 troops at once, and they don't have the airlift capacity, and they have no logistic sustainability. So they're a joke, and they can't build up because they have an economy that doesn't function. This is why their governments have collapsed repeatedly because of budgetary issues. And you're suddenly going to say that they're going to sacrifice pensions and other worker compensation to build up a military for a war that doesn't exist. So they're done. And then we have the Germans. They put 111 billion euro into a military replenishment fund, and they can't say what they built with it. 111 billion euro went into this replenishment fund in 2022, and they've got nothing to show for it because their military is so broken, so fundamentally broken, that it's just a money pit. And they could just pour money in. The Germans can't do anything.